Hello everyone, we are at SunExpress Plaza in Antalya for yearly SunExpress Airlines press meeting, and I am with SunExpress Airlines CEO Mr. Max. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am fine, thanks for hosting.
Thank you for being here.
There is a lot of news and I want to start with, will you be hiring new pilots and cabin crew members?
Yes, we will be, and we've actually already started hiring new pilots as of last month. Numbers are pretty significant, 160. We also have our own MPL, multi-pilots license training program where we train pilots ab initio from scratch. And on top of that, good news on the cabin side, 400 cabin crew members, and this hiring will start as of next month.
Can you tell us about your new partnerships with other airlines?
We have many partnerships, actually, airline and beyond. So I think the most successful right now is the one with Air Cairo, where we're operating flights out of Egypt. Highly successful, brand new aircraft, great cooperation. We're looking into extending that. Over 80 flights that we're offering with them. And this is something where we want to expand the reach. At the same time, we're looking into applying that model also from other countries. Another partnership we're doing on the airline side is South African Airways. As you may be aware, we have quite a big difference between our summer peak and our winter low season. And as such, we are now starting in October with the first aircraft, middle of October, second aircraft in November, a damp lease. Damp is a lease that is with cockpit crew, with the aircraft, and with maintenance. It is damp, not wet, because cabin is provided by our partner in South Africa, which is South African Airways. We will be flying Johannesburg to Cape Town and Durban. Beautiful country, by the way. I've lived there personally, so if you haven't been, definitely worth a trip. And now you can even go there and fly on SunExpress.
Sir, what are your except Africa plans or targets for 24 winter, except Africa?
So, if you look at the Turkey tourism market, over the last 30 years, actually, the market has grown by 10 to 12% every single year. We are and consider ourselves to be the Turkey tourism ambassador in the world. We have been voted the best leisure airline in Europe this year, and we are living up to that reputation and that responsibility. So we are putting more aircraft in. We have a big fleet order going on right now, 42 aircraft with Boeing. 9 of them have been delivered, so 33 to come. And we're committed to further growth. Summer 24, pre-bookings are already higher than last year, and obviously also the winter time.
How are cost increases affecting your operations? Will flying become more expensive for passengers in the coming years, or what do you think?
On that topic, unfortunately, sad news, so it won't get cheaper, I can tell you that much. And I want to explain a little bit what's going on. We have cost increases on different parts of our production, so on ATC, navigation, airport, ground handling, partly in the range of 35 to over 80% cost increases. These are cost increases that are hitting us, and obviously we cannot pass those on to the customer directly. In the last years, if you look at ticket prices increasing, these price increases have been anywhere between 5, 6, 7%. So if you are talking about cost increases of 35 to 80, 90%, then you can picture that we're not happy about that. And my appeal to really all players in the industry, whether it's hotels, restaurants, air traffic control, ground handling providers, please keep your price increases in check. Currently, Turkey has still a wonderful, value for money ratio. It is still attractive to come here, but I think we as Turkey need to be cautious that we don't overdo it in terms of these price increases, because customers will not accept it, and there are other options. And so please, when you increase your costs as a supplier to us, be mindful of not suffocating the market in the long run.
Okay, are the work slowdowns happening in Europe? Is it affecting your flights as well?
Obviously, there's some, air traffic control, for example. We cannot, exclude ourselves from those effects. When you get ordered to go into a holding pattern, that they don't make a differentiation whether it's SunExpress or another airline. So obviously, we're affected by that. But on the other hand, we have a very high strike resilience. One story I'd like to tell you on that one is, during the earthquake where we were providing an air bridge and really trying everything we could to help the people in need, we discussed with some airports in Germany and their unions whether they could make exceptions. We've had flights out of some airports where we operated flights where we got staff for security lines and could operate our flights despite the strike going on. So again, SunExpress as a multinational company, 3,600 employees, 35 nationalities. We're agile, we're young, we're dynamic, we're small, and that helps us to solve these problems in a very uncomplicated and flexible way. So I'm positive that we're dealing with it in an adjustable, satisfying way.
Thank you. My last question. We talked about MPL, but I want to ask, you will train 160 pilots in 5 years. There is a lot of people want to work with SunExpress. There is a lot of candidates in our followers. Can this number increase?
I hope it will increase, obviously. I mean, SunExpress has great safety standards. We have a high reputation for very, very high quality standards of our training, of our recruitment as well. So it's not easy to get in, I have to say that too. But look, we talked about the growth rate of the Turkish market, and we want to participate in that growth rate. We are the Turkish tourism ambassador, and as such, it's important for us that we participate with this. We're doing our share in terms of the number of aircraft we're providing in that market, and we will do our share in terms of hiring in the pilot and the cabin community on that front as well.
Yes, we were at Antalya in SunExpress Plaza. Thanks for watching our CEO Talks. See you next videos.